Hello and welcome back for some more Temur Cube. I'm still figuring out this format, but slowly I'm learning. Out of this pack, there's Goblin Guide, and I could move into mono red, but I've said it before, I don't really enjoy playing a red deck all that much, so I think I'm looking for something else. Then what? I could make some sort of ensnaring bridge deck, but I don't really know if that's a thing that's really all that powerful. Otherwise, Thassa's Oracle, but that's just a way to win in Storm. You can usually get those. Domri for some fun with that. I think I'm gonna take the bridge and see if we can make some sort of lock deck. I don't know. I'm very open to other things, whatever comes to me. Mox Opal. Oh, Tinker? Tinker is one of those cards that might be just a little bit too good, but I'll take it here. Mox Opal would also be sweet, but Tinker Ensnaring Bridge can be a thing, even if I don't get a big payoff. Now let's take Tinker. Maybe we can wield already. Maybe Opal, Cold Steel Heart. I'd be fine with Expedition Map also. Yeah, let's take Tinker. Ooh, Crucible, Muldrifter, Underworld Breach. That card is insane, but I think I'm taking High Tide. I love me a High Tide deck. I haven't been able to try it yet just because I never saw High Tide in this cube. Ever since I got this to work in Vintage Cube, I'm kind of a fan now. Yeah, this could also just be fine in a big artifact deck. I'll take High Tide, and Crucible is another nice one, Muldrifter too, but Underworld Breach is something I'd also love to play with again. But I'll take High Tide and just see what happens. Aetherflux Reservoir, Song of Creation, that's another sweet one. I mean, Song of Creation with Ensnaring Bridge means that I can never get attacked as long as those are still on the battlefield. Aetherflux Reservoir, I can tinker out and maybe try and go off that way, but I think if I'm tinkering, I want to just get a big creature that can win the game. Song of Creation doesn't really work well with High Tide unless I get all of the islands. Intuition, but you need some ways to make this consistent. I think I'm going to take Song of Creation and see what happens with that. That's a sweet card though. I don't know, maybe it's not great, but it is a sweet one. Spellseeker, Cloud of Fairies, Past in Flames. Like, Cloud of Fairies is good with High Tide, but I think if I do end up being High Tide, I also want Spellseeker to just be able to find it. Cloud of Fairies, I wish could maybe wheel, but probably not. We'll see. Take this Spellseeker. Now what? Frantic Search. Okay, I think I'm moving into this High Tide strategy. Probably Song of Creation and Snaring Bridge don't make it in. Maybe not even Tinker. We'll see. But Spellseeker, High Tide, Frantic Search is a good start. Maybe we wield a Cloud. Noxious Revival would have been nice with Intuition, but we'll take Frantic Search. Palinchron or Time Twister. I mean, Palinchron requires you to have a bunch of lands in play to really go off with High Tide. I think I'm just going to take the Twister. Twister is a great card. I'll take that. Lotus Petal, Jace. I like Lotus Petal, and if I knew that maybe Breach was coming back, I'd sort of be interested, but Jace is a fine win con for a High Tide deck. Just try and draw my deck and Jace them. Yeah, let's take Jace. Voltaic Key, Academy Runes, or Pyroclasm. I think I want the Key as a cheap artifact to maybe still also make Tinker work. Yeah, now what? Pyroblast, the Ready, Grand Architect. Let's take the Ready. Don't think I'll play it, but it's the most likely card to play. Otherwise, Pyroblast, but I don't know. I'll take the Ready. This is a fine card for a High Tide deck. I can cycle it. It's not an embarrassing card to just play straight up, so I'll take this. Just cut all the blue. We can safely move this Song to the sideboard. That's not happening. Mana War, sure. I hope to see the Cloud come back, but probably not. Well, we'll take Past in Flames, and then Bedlam Reveler and Song of the Dryads. Yep. Or there's a bunch of cards I'm not super sure I want to play, but maybe. Now what? Omniscience? I mean, that's certainly a card, but don't know if it's one that I want to be playing. I could take this Manifold Key, but that doesn't seem that good. Maybe I just take Breeding Pool, but it's easier to be mono blue, or I take Solemn. Solemn is a decent card to ramp with, and it's an artifact as well to maybe still make Tinker work. Karn is also something I wouldn't mind, but Solemn is fine. It gets me an extra island in play, and I think that's the pick. Now what? Ancient Tomb. It's not an island, but it is a good one. Magus of the Mind. This, I mean, it's a Mind's Desire that you can play, and then it doesn't have haste, so that makes it way worse. But I guess you make the payment up front, and if it lives, it's gonna be good. But it also means you need to play a 6-drop and then hope to untap and not die. Otherwise, I can take Rawl. Seems better. Disdainful Stroke I don't think I want to play. I'll take Raw, and then maybe if I can get like a Volcanic, then I can try and splash it. Well, Mind's Desire, I definitely want that. I also wouldn't mind this Izzet Signet, but I'm taking the Mind's Desire. I do want to have this card be in my deck, and just that's a fine win con on its own. I can Mind's Desire into Jace, and if I get enough Storm, that will just kill them. Scalding Tarn, Fact or Fiction. Scalding Tarn is nice. Oh, Mystic Confluence. Maybe I just take Mystic Confluence, a little bit more interactive. I can just draw 3 cards straight up, mana leak something and draw 2 cards, or mana leak something, bounce some stuff. Yeah, Mystic Confluence is the card I want. Just take out these things. Honestly, Tinker is unlikely to happen at this point. I only have 1 card with a mana cost that's lower than 3, so that's something I need to work on. Nexus of Fate or Careful Study. I mean, I wanted to have cheaper cards, but I think I'm going to take Nexus, and this has to be the last big card that I take, and I need to start taking some cheap ones. But Careful Studies, this is not that good. Delver of Secrets or nothing, really. Yeah, there really isn't all that much that I would want here. I could take Rite of Flame, and I might as well do. Maybe I have to end up Blue-Red Storm, and then I'll be okay with Rite of Flame, but yeah, nothing appealing. I'm already somewhat incentivized to play blue-red with this roll, but I would love to just be mono-blue. Ether Gust. It's a cheaper card, and it's one that I would play. So let's just take that. Ooh, Horn Sorcerer or Ghost Squatter. Maybe just Ghost Squatter? It seems so bad. This card is also not that good. No, let's take the Ghost Squatter. Omniscience Tyrant. Fires. This is not a Fires deck, I don't think. Do I just take Omniscience and hope to get lucky, or do I take Desperate Ritual to have an alternative Storm plan? I think I don't really need Omniscience, and I do have Past in Flames, so let's take the Desperate Ritual. Now I'll take the Magus. I'll take the Spirit Guide. Yeah, maybe I do need to put in the red, even though I don't really want to. This doesn't really matter. I guess I take Maze as a sideboard card. Alright, not loving the direction that this is going, but maybe the third pack is more kind to us. I also really need more ways to untap my lands with High Tide. Right now I just have Frantic Search, and I really haven't seen much else. Ooh, Peregrine Drake. I think that has to be the pick. I just desperately need that. Flusterstorm wouldn't be bad either. Wheel of Fortune. Maybe if I was like full on red, but I'll take the Drake. It's not a great card or anything, but it is the card that is going to be best for my deck. Well, Serum Visions is a cheap blue card, so let's take the Serum. Impulse or Ponder. Impulse is great, but Ponder is just a little cheaper, so that's probably the pick, even though I don't have fetches. Okay, that was a good start to the third pack. 1 untapper and 2 cheap cantrips. Fire Ice, Dig Through Time, or Riftwing. Riftwing is nice, so is Fire Ice. Not sure if any of these cards will wheel. I don't want Dig, that's just another expensive card, and I've got plenty of those. I think I'll just take Fire Ice. Really not sure about this one, but I'll take Fire Ice. I think the fact that Fire Ice cantrips makes it a little better for me. I do need more cantrips. Lion's Eye Diamond, Pestermite, Glenlendra, or Search. I think I'm going to take Search, actually. Lion's Eye Diamond is good too, but Search is another cheap play. It sets up my draws. At some point it flips into a land, and then I can either search for more action with it, or I get to use that land to play the High Tide off of. Yeah, I think Search is the pick here. Lion's Eye is mostly just good with Time Twister, and that's about it. So let's take Search. Seagate Stormcaller, Champion of Wits. I think Seagate Stormcaller, I have some good cantrips already. It's good with High Tide. I'll take the Stormcaller. Defense Grid, 1000 Year Storm. Probably Defense Grid. I don't have a win con really with 1000 Year Storm. It's still fine to generate a bunch of mana. I'm also still hoping that I don't need to play red. So let's take the Defense Grid. I only have Ether Gust myself as something that really, and Mystic Confluence, but that I can also play when it's not my opponent's turn. So I'll just take the Defense Grid. And Cyclonic Rift or Iron Mirror or this Castle Ventress. I'll take the Rift as another piece of interaction. Nothing here. I guess Aria Flame, if I do end up red, this is another way to win. Emrakul. Yeah, maybe I will play Emrakul. Electro Dominance or Gutter Snipe. Gutter Snipe is more likely to make the deck. If I don't play red, then I'm a little bit short on playables. I need to play Mana War, probably. But I'm not sure. Yeah, I'll take Anger for the sideboard. I'm not sure if I... Pestermite or just one of the red cards. I think I'll take Pestermite and just Knocker, Arcane Artisan, and Lava Dart. I think I do have to play the red. So I'll take out Pestermite, this Artisan, Mana War, and then not play Ghost Squatter, not this Anger, not the Gutter Snipe, probably not even the Aria. At that point, I'm just splashing red for roll. And Past in Flames and these rituals don't seem that good. Now what? I can just play 18 lands. Yeah, I'm a little bit light on ways to really go off, but we'll see. I'll just play 18 lands and then we'll see how this goes. I don't think I really got there, but maybe. Round 1 with the High Tide deck. Let's see if we got there or if we're just short on enough action. I'll keep this. We got Search, we got Aether Gust, a Solemn, and opponent has Goblin Guide. We won't have Infinite Time then. Hopefully this reveals the land. No, Cyclonic Rift. Play an island and then just get hit by this Goblin Guide for a couple more turns. Thankfully they didn't play another creature. They're just attacking. An island gets revealed. And what do they play? Cold Steel Heart. I see. Just play this island and then I can play the Search or I can play something to stop this Goblin Guide. Maybe I just bounce it. That doesn't seem great. Let's just play the Search. Does mean that this Goblin Guide will end up dealing me at least 6 damage, but I guess it's sort of unavoidable. I mean, bouncing it, they're just gonna play it again, and it still has haste. Ancestral Vision. So they're blue-red. Smuggler's Copter, and what else? Zurgo. So now I can just bounce the Zurgo, perhaps, or just keep up mana and bounce something else. We found another land. Yes, put the island in my graveyard. More lands. I guess we are playing 18 after all. Then I'll just discard another land. Yeah, I think I'm better off discarding another land and just bouncing this Smuggler's Copter. This is going to fill my graveyard and maybe my Search flips a little quicker. But I can bounce the Copter if they decide to crew that. And then I still take some damage, but a little less. They also have 2 cards in hand and this Ancestral Vision is some time away. There's another land. So they're just going to attack with these 2. Let's see what the Goblin Guide reveals. Ponder. Okay. Just going to bounce Zurgo, I think. Take a little less damage. Goblin Guide dealt me 8. So seeing the power of that one here. Play the Zurgo. And that's it. Ponder. No, I want to draw that. Then play a land. And then I can play Solemn. And then I can block. But it does mean they get to hit me with a Copter. I think playing Solemn and just having more mana is going to be better. Get myself an island. And then this will hopefully get to block. Their Ancestral Vision is still 2 turns after this. So they don't get the gas back up quite yet. Ooh, this is something big. Treachery. Yikes. Now I'm getting hit for 7. Yeah, I guess I can still live next turn by Aether Gusting one of their creatures and tapping whatever they do with maybe the Copter. Yeah, the Copter is coming in. They get the loot and I take 7. So I also am just going to be dead to some of the busted burn spells. Emrakul, the Promised End, gets revealed. Well, that's going into the graveyard, that's for sure. They discard an island. Hopefully there's not more action. No. Search. Yes, this can go to the graveyard. Thank you very much. Then I'll just ponder to start. Jace, Serum Visions. I guess I put this, and then Serum. Do I want to shuffle? No. I'll just play my land, then I Serum Visions, and I draw the Jace, and I put 2 lands to the bottom. And I can't just play the Jace, but I will get to Aether Gust and Fire Ice. I am going to be dead to a burn spell, so that's not a great position to be in, but I'll just have to see if this can work. Crew the Copter. I'll ice the Copter, so that's 3 less damage. Oh, do I have something? Negate. Yeah, then I can Aether Gust something, but I'm just dead. Oof, negate. That was clutch. Took a little bit too much damage from that Goblin Guide there. Anything I want to do? Maybe just take out an island and put in a maze that just it's gonna stop a creature, but it's also gonna make my deck a whole turn slower. Maybe just cut a land and do play Pestermites. Yeah, let's try this. Ultimately, I think I'm just a little bit short on enough things to make High Tide really good. We'll have a turn 2 Search and a Spell Seeker for High Tide. And then if we can get this Magus to resolve and live, we can maybe go off with that. Let's go Search. That resolves, no Force Spike. And there's the Copter. Let's see. Aether Gust. I think I do put this in my graveyard. I just want to build up a graveyard, get this Search to flip and ramp that way. Let's go get High Tide. And then pass. They don't do anything. So we also need to worry about counter spells from them. No, I want to draw an island. Then attack with the Spellseeker. I think I'm just going to play the Jace. If they counter it, that's fine. If not, then it's going to be good. I'm expecting this to get countered. Yeah, negate. Okay. I mean, I was going to fight through negate at some point anyway, so might as well just get it over with. Goblin Guide. All right. They can crew the copter. They do. So I don't get to see if I have a land on top, and they get to loot. And also keep up more mana. I think next turn I hope to draw a land with the search, and then I can... Oh, they discard Treachery. Interesting. I'm thinking I just play this Curator of Mysteries as a 4/4. It blocks their copter, they discard a Treachery, so they can't just steal it anymore. And if they counter that, then that's another counterspell gone. Yes, this can go to my graveyard. Just wanted to find the land, and we did. So let's play Curator. Yeah, it looks like they will counter this. So we're getting closer to maybe a high tide turn. Although right now, I don't really have all that much to do with it. Yeah, forbid even. And I'll keep my Spellseeker back to block. If they play a second creature, then I'd rather be able to block the Goblin Guide than not. Monastery Swiftspear. Decide to crew with the Goblin Guide, so I don't get to look at lands. And then I think I still throw my Spellseeker under the bus just to build to... Ooh, they even discarded Electrolyze. Interesting. Yeah, I'm just going to block then. But discarding Electrolyze is kind of interesting when they could kill my Spellseeker, get an extra power trigger. No, I still want this. And then let's just play Magus. That resolves. Hopefully it also lives and doesn't get bounced or anything like that. I probably will not block with it. There are still some turns off of killing me. And I don't want just to block and then get bolted. My High Tide is also not looking too impressive. I can make a bunch of mana, but my storm count is just very low. Yep, Copter gets in. So they're not attacking with the Swiftspear. Not even trying to bluff. Discard Kiki Jiki. So there is also Splinter Twin element to their deck, it seems. I'm down to 11, so I cannot just keep doing nothing. Mystic Confluence. No, I do want that one. I think I just go for High Tide now. I cannot keep waiting. Okay, that happens. Then let's play the Peregrine Drake. This is going to give me a lot of mana. Then I'll Mystic Confluence to draw more cards. Hopefully that gets me somewhere. And then Mystic Confluence. And I just draw 3 for 5 mana, which is not a great deal, but this is fine. Yeah, they get to counter this. Force of Negation. Sure, that gets countered. And then I just have to use the Magus and hope it gets me something. But this is a tough matchup. Like, aggressive creatures backed up by counter spells. And then I just have to use this and hope for the best. Well, this is not bad. Start by playing this defense grid. So our opponent can no longer play counter spells. I guess they can, actually. But they will need to counter this. And then they're kind of out of mana anyway. They Burst Lightning me. Sure. That is... Oh no, they Burst Lightning the Peregrine Drake. That's fine too. This resolves. Then I get to play a land still. Then I Nexus first, so I will get to take an extra turn. Probably then Time Twister, yep. Emrakul the Promised End. Ponder. Let's start by pondering. Mind's Desire. Well, I definitely want Mind's Desire. Island, Stormcaller, Mind's Desire. Shuffle, no. Then, how much more mana do I have? I guess I have a bunch more with the Frantic Search. So let's Frantic Search first. Discarding 2 islands. Those don't do anything for me anymore. Untapping some lands. Then I need to make sure that I have Mind's Desire mana left. But I think I'll be okay. I can just play Seagate Stormcaller. Then Ether Gust both of their creatures. Yeah, this will be fine. Ether Gust that guy. And then copy it for the Swiftspear. Yep, then I can still Cyclonic Rift the Smuggler's Copter for more Storm. Then I'll Mana War my own creature. I just want as much Storm as I can get. Bounce my own creature. And now I'll go for Mind's Desire. This will be most of my deck. And I also have another turn coming. There's High Tide again. Yep. There's Peregrine Drake, so that will make me more mana. There's Jace. Pestermite. This should do it. So let's go play the High Tide. Play the Jace. Just get that out there. Then play the Drake. Untap 5. Then play Pestermite. Bandy Scoop. Yeah, I can just draw enough cards and then Jace and win. Alright, we got enough time from our opponent. We had enough other things that they needed to counter, and then ultimately we got there on this Magus. So that was good. This is a hard matchup after all. Any changes? No, I don't really think I have much. Oh, my opponent actually scooped the match. Well, I'll take it. I think they had a pretty decent matchup, but I guess they disagreed. So on to match 2. Round 2, let's see. We have Search and we have Spellseeker for High Tide, so I will keep this. We're also on the play. That makes it even better. Our deck is a little bit slow, but we'll see. A Mountain and Grim Lavamancer. Okay, Grim is fine. It's not the fastest. Ooh, Ether Gust I do like. I think I still play Search and then pass. Steam Vent, so blue-red again. They get to hit me for 1 and that's it. Solemn. I think I actually like keeping Solemn. Oh, well, I guess I put it in my graveyard. I was thinking, I think I like keeping Solemn, so I'll click yes to keep it, but that's not how this works. Just get High Tide. Solemn would have actually been nice. Next turn we would have just played Solemn, gone up to 5 lands. Oh, they're bursting my Spellseeker. Fine. Simian Spirit Guide. Wow. That is a Jace. Yeah, I can see Simian Spirit Guiding out a Jace. That's an impressive play. So this looks like some sort of blue-red control then. Grim's getting in. Yep. Emrakul. Now I do want to put it in the graveyard. Thank you very much. More lands. Yeah, it would have been way better to play Solemn now and actually have some mana for High Tide next turn. I guess we're also looking for an untapper. Hopefully they play a red spell so I can actually use my mana on an Ether Gust. I don't really want to Ether Gust this Grim Lavamancer. That doesn't seem like a great play. I will if I have to, but ideally they play some sort of red creature. No, Sword of the Animist. Okay, if they equip this, then I'll just Ether Gust the Lavamancer. Yeah, this is a decent tempo play. I get to use my mana. They don't get to ramp more. They don't get to shuffle. That seems fine. They still have an active Jace though, so they're drawing 2 cards a turn. I think I want this, right? Yeah, I think I want it. But I do really need some way to untap my lands. I guess I only have 2 of those. We really are short on them. A Zurgo Bellstriker. Yeah, the more I'm thinking about this Seagate Stormcaller, the more I'm thinking I should have just put it away. So they get to equip that, shuffle, find some more lands. Because I play Seagate, that's going to cost me 2 lands. Then I play High Tide, and then I only have 2 lands that actually tap for more mana. So I really haven't gained anything. I guess I have gained some Storm, but that's not great. Oh, they dashed the Zurgo, right, yeah. Feel like I still have to keep this? No, let's just put it in the graveyard. Well, we're drawn on the island. Glad I binned 1. Now what? I can Seagate Stormcaller, play High Tide, and then I Mind's Desire for 3 copies. But that's all I've done then. That's not great. Let's just wait a little bit longer. Hopefully they dash out Zurgo again, and that's it. I'm a little bit worried that they might have some sort of force in hand, but we'll see. Start by brainstorming. If I draw a land, I can also just Nexus. It's not really getting me anywhere. Oh, they Nexus. I see. So they got an extra brainstorm. They're up to 6 cards in hand. Keep brainstorming. Yep. Oh, they found the Nexus again. No. Aminatu's Augury. Well, let's see. Mind's Desire. Whew. Yeah, they really did it. This is another card I really was hoping to get, but we didn't. Disenchant that I'm just dead. Raw Aminatu's is kind of interesting. Copy the Mind's Desire. Oh, they actually get to deal me damage for the copies as well. Nice. Maybe I should have just put Raw in my deck as well. I don't have enough High Tide cards anyway to untap my lands with. Thrill of Possibility, Embercleave, Zurgo, Thing in the Ice. Honestly, their deck doesn't seem like that great of a Storm deck. I guess they do get to kill me with the Githu, Lava Runner, and the Embercleave. No, I'm not just dead. I'm close to dead, but I'm not just dead. Right? They Thrill of Possibility, and they didn't attack. This guy does have haste. Fire Ice. Yeah, this needs to go into the graveyard. Play my land, and then Nexus. So we get an extra turn, an extra look with Search. Maybe we get to flip it and get some extra mana that way. I mean, yeah, put the island in the graveyard. Transform Search. We draw Nexus again. Now I need to think. If I play the Seagate Stormcaller and then High Tide, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lands, so I have 10 mana. I don't get to also Nexus. I think I'm better off just Nexusing now, looking for more action, and then maybe I can Mind's Desire into Nexus and some stuff. Ooh, Frantic Search. That is good. That I like. Okay, now I have a shot, I think. Actually, if I Seagate Stormcaller my High Tide, then I'll need to discard Mind's Desire. So maybe I just need to discard the Seagate Stormcaller and just play High Tide. I'll make a bunch of mana, and then yeah, that seems better. Just High Tide now, and then I'll Frantic Search. I might have to untap the Search for Azcanta. Ooh, Nexus. I'm definitely discarding an island. I guess Seagate Stormcaller also. Then I'll have how much mana after this? Untapping 2 islands for sure. So I'll have 6 mana. That's 12 plus 3 is 15. And my Nexus is gonna cost me 7. So I cannot also use Search. So then I might as well untap the island. And then let's start by casting Nexus. And then Mind's Desire. Not for all that much Storm. But at least I have another turn after this. Mystic Confluence. That can draw me a bunch of cards. Let's just see what else we find. Peregrine Drake. That gets me more mana. And a Ponder. I can even play the land. So that's even more mana. Then I'll just Mystic Confluence first. Drawing 3. There's another Nexus. Okay, we get to keep going. Peregrine Drake. And then I probably do untap the Search. Then let's Ponder. Time Twister, Cyclonic Rift. So I can Cyclonic Rift and then Time Twister. That seems like a way to at least stop them. I'd put Island. That's interesting. I think I still want to just try and win this turn. Or my next turn. How much mana do I have after this? 14. 15 with the Search. And Cyclonic Rift is going to take half of that mana. And then I can Nexus again. So I'll have 2 turns after this. And next turn, I Time Twister. Yeah, let's put Time Twister, Rift. No, don't shuffle. And cast with Overload. And then I just play Magus now. Yeah, play the Magus now. Play the Defense Grid now. And then I have another turn. Oh, I guess I don't have High Tide on this turn though. So I can take another turn with Nexus. Let's at least do that. And then attack. We draw another island. So I just play the island. Then Time Twister. We find High Tide. And some other stuff. I think I just play Seagate Stormcaller. Then High Tide. Yep. I get to attack with the Peregrine Drake. Then I get to Mana War my Peregrine Drake. I get to replay that guy. Really making good use of this. Untap. And I think I also untap Search. Then Ponder, Spellseeker, and a bunch of lands. I think Spellseeker doesn't really do much for me. So just any order, shuffle, yes. Still draw land. Now look, find Serum Visions. Those go to the bottom. And we Serum Visions, find Jace, put this on the bottom, Jace on top. I can cycle this to find the Jace. I can cast the Jace. And then I just mill myself and draw. Yeah, choose me, mill, draw more lands. Now I use the Magus, find Mind's Desire again. I can just Nexus, play Solemn. Yeah, this is fine. Just keep looping Nexus. I'll ice their land, draw a card. I have Jace, so it doesn't matter. Play Emrakul. Get a trigger. Just cast Mind's Desire for a bunch. I guess I shouldn't have played the Fire Ice actually. Do I now still have a way to draw a card? Yes, I do. I have the fiery Mystic Confluence and the Frantic Search. Then it didn't matter. But otherwise I might have to pass the turn. They have a way to kill my Jace and they still die. But wow, that was insane. We had to get a little lucky there, I feel. But thankfully we got there. Anything I want to change? I think I do want Pester Mites and just one less land. Let's run this. I do have to say that Roll is an interesting card, and if I wasn't all in on this High Tide, I think that would be interesting to build around also. I think I keep this. I get to ice them at some point, maybe make it so that they cannot counter this Jace. Play my land. Ooh, Mystic Sanctuary. That's a nice one for a High Tide deck also. I hadn't seen that, but that would be sweet. Just a very easy way to rebuy your High Tide. Play a land. Hopefully they don't Simian Spirit Guide out this Jace again. Palladium Mirror. We draw Nexus. So now on upkeep, I'm just going to tap this Palladium Mirror, probably with the Pestermite. Yeah, just use my mana. I guess with the Pestermite that I drew, I should have just tapped something last turn with the Fire Ice and just make that play twice in a turn or twice in a row. They do have a land. What else? Champion of Wits, but they don't have blue mana. It's a little bit scary to not tap their guy next turn. But the turn after, I'm going to be unable to do it anyway. So I'm just going to slam this Jace. Hope it's good. Hope it resolves. And hope they don't get to kill it right away. Discarding Zurgo and Grim. And what is this? Burst Lightning? No, nothing. Let's just play a land. Play Jace. Mill myself. Discard Peregrine Drake and Defense Grid. Maybe milling myself can be risky. Just not attack. Yeah, if I mill Time Twister now, then I don't have the Peregrine Drake or any way to get it back anymore. So maybe I should just be milling them. Although I'm also trying to build to an ultimate. Yeah, something big is coming out. Time Warp. And a Burst Lightning for my Pestermite. And then get to kill my Jace now. Well, that's unfortunate, but I can live with this. Manamorphose. Okay. Making more blue. And then Mind's Desire. That's not a lot. That's just 2. So, oh, they found Nexus? Well, good for them. and an island. So now, next turn they still get to kill my Jace while having Palladium Mirror mana. But Mind's Desire for 2 feels like a desperation play to me. Especially if otherwise their play would have just been attack Jace and kill it, and then just sit there and maybe do the Mind's Desire next turn when you've drawn an extra card. Oh, they shock Steam Vents. Did they find the Nexus again? Oh, Aminatu's Augury. Well, let's see what they have this time. I think I'm a bunch of lands, a Lava Spike, and a Githu Lava Runner. I mean, I guess that the rest of their deck is now just filled with gas after all of these lands are gone. Yeah, that's not very impressive. Jace is down. We draw Cyclonic Rift. They only have 2 cards in hand. Maybe I just bounce their Palladium Mirror and draw 2? I think so. Restrict their mana a little bit and take a little bit less damage. But their deck is starting to become very small, and they do have that Nexus. They also still have Jace in there somewhere. They still drew a land. Part of me wants to just play Magus next turn and hope for the best. That's a lot of mana. 8 mana. What are they going to do with it? Finale of Promise. Copying Mind's Desire and Manamorphose. Alright, so the Mind's Desire goes first and then the Manamorphose. Ah, they hit Nexus again? Ah, man, that I do not like. I mean, they have a decent chance of hitting it, but hitting it twice on your small Mind's Desire is kind of brutal. Thing in the Ice, and then Nexus. Why didn't they just target Time Warp? I guess Mind's Desire gives them a higher upside if they do hit it, but it's not an assured hit. Well, we'll see. Did they just draw Nexus again, or... Wow, our opponent is a champ at drawing Nexus. That has to be said, or spinning into it. Yep, get beat for 4. So if their thing is able to flip, I'm just dead. I also don't know what I'm going to do to try and win. Glorybringer. Yeah, that does it too. Well, our opponent was very good at spinning Nexus that game. Insane, especially on those Mind's Desires. Now what? Anything I want to change? I still don't think so. This is just what I have. I don't know if red is going to be all that much better. We saw that High Tide can get the job done, so I think relying on that is just better. Well, I can Spellseeker for High Tide, I have Ether Gust, so this seems fine. Time Twister to reset if everything goes poorly. Mountain and Lava Runner. Yeah, their deck is a weird mix. Play an island. Maybe I get to Ether Gust something. Sword of the Animist. We'll just Ether Gust this guy. Use my mana and make them choose where they want to put this. Put it on the bottom. Makes sense. Emrakul. Perfect draw, perfect draw. Just Spellseeker. Find the High Tide. And just pass. And maybe at some point I can do High Tide, play Jace, and Time Twister or something like that. Ooh, Champion of Wit. Sure. Now I get to just play the Jace. Nexus discarded. We also found Nexus. Let's just play Jace. Still mill ourselves. Now that we have the Time Twister, this really doesn't matter all that much. Yeah, but otherwise Mind's Desire would have been gone, and I would have not liked that. I would not be happy with that. And they get to equip and just attack. They get to find extra lands, but I do get to block, and hopefully they don't have some sort of negate or anything like that. Search for Ascanta. I need to find a land, really. Mill myself. Ooh. Do I just High Tide now? Yeah, let's High Tide now. I can always get it back with this Time Twister at some point. Then Ponder. Ooh, Frantic Search. That seems good. Land, Frantic Search. No, don't shuffle. And play the Frantic Search. Discard a land and this Emrakul. Yep, play a land. And then I get to Nexus. So I'll take an extra turn. And then I can play Search. And then next turn I get to Mana War and bounce their guy and Time Twister. So I also have an extra turn with Jace. So that looks fine. I guess I do put this in my graveyard. Yes, and I also want to transform. Solemn. Let's just mill myself. Draw. Fire Ice. So I can Mana War this guy and Time Twister. Doesn't seem like the worst. Pretty far ahead now. We find High Tide again. So next turn we get to go for it again. Our opponent still needs to find a way to answer this Jace. And I'm pretty far ahead on board. Yeah, I like going for these mini High Tides mid-game. We were lucky enough to find Frantic Search there, but otherwise it also would have been fine. We just bounce the guy, Time Twister the turn following, and try and get the job done that way. So this cast Zurgo, and then what? Time War. Sure. Hopefully they don't get to go too crazy. They don't have the mana for the Aminatus yet, but maybe they have Nexus now and then Aminatus the turn after. That would do it. I just need one more turn. Next turn I'm pretty sure I'll get the job done. I have a bunch of mana with High Tide, Peregrine Drake. I have Serum Visions, Ponder, Jace to look for stuff. And if all else fails, I can still Nexus and get another turn. My High Tide will be gone then, but still. Opponent is really thinking. Glorybringer and equip. Oh, that gets to kill my Jace. Yeah, they get to kill my Jace then. Shoot the Manowar and send 7 at Jace. So that does mean that I need to find another way to win. I think I can still do that quite easily, but did make it a little bit harder. Then I think I want more mana than I need Ascanta. Could be wrong about this. Let's just go for a High Tide. And then let's ponder first. Emrakul the Promised End. That is something I need to win the game. Don't need this island. And I'll put Mystic Confluence and then Emrakul. No, don't shuffle. Play Serum Visions. So I'll draw the Mystic Confluence, Curator of Mysteries. I mean, that is something that can also just win the game by attacking a bunch. And then what? Let's go. Maybe I just draw 3 now. Yeah, that seems fine. Draw 3. Play another land. Then I still feel like I want islands more than I want to activate Ascanta. Let's tap some more lands. Play the Peregrine Drake. Untap these lands. Then I get to Nexus and Emrakul. I don't know quite how Emrakul... I guess that does work actually. So let's just tap all my mana. And I get to cast Emrakul. I guess I do want a Nexus first and then just cast this guy. I thought I was going to be able to do more, but I guess I didn't have double... Oh, there's Mind's Desire. Can I still cast Emrakul? Yeah, exactly. I mean, this should be pretty good. And then I want to attack with... I think I want to attack with both, actually. This Glorybringer is still exerted. Now what? I can just Champion of Wits, discard a bunch of their cards. I play Mystic Sanctuary, not get anything back. So let's start there. No, don't put it on top. We can have them Lava Spike themselves. Let's first play this Champion. Yep. Let's see what this gets them. Yes. Discard Jace and Mind's Desire. And Lava Spike themselves. Yep. And then just cast Burst Lightning with Kicker to deal damage to themselves. And then we'll attack with Zergo. We'll get to eat it with Emrakul. No, don't want to use that. Eat the Zergo. And they have 1 mountain in hand. And really nothing. So unless they draw like Aminitus or maybe just chain Nexuses again, I think we'll be fine. Manamorphose, okay, that's another look. Equip the sword, sure. I mean, I'm not gonna block this. There's no way that I'll let them unnerf that, I don't think. And they scoop. Alright, nice. Got the job done. Even though we didn't have Jace, there's still big things with High Tide is good enough. Alright, on to the finals actually. Back for the finals. This looks like a okay hand. Not amazing. We still really want to draw High Tide and get to turn 5, play High Tide, play Drake and Mind's Desire, but I have this Fire Ice to buy me time and Cyclonic Rift to do the same. So let's keep. Again, a Mountain and a Goblin Guide. Well, this Goblin Guide is going to deal me a bunch of damage again. Let's go Island and then actually discard an Island as well. So we really haven't gained anything. Grim Lavamancer. Ooh, this is just a red deck. That's going to be tough. Mags of the Mind, not a very good one. Yeah, what do I do now? Just pass and then I'll tap whatever... Oh, Goblin Rabblemaster. I think I just bounced the Rabblemaster then, but I'm taking a ton of damage. Oh, there is High Tide. So I think I try and live 1 more turn. Yeah. I thought about tapping their land to stop maybe a Rabblemaster, but they drew one anyway. So now Monastery's Whisper also. Yeah, I really don't have an extra turn anymore, so I ice the Goblin Guide, draw a Defense Grid. That's gonna come out and get slapped for 3 down to 10. And as much as I would want to wait, I just do not have the time. So let's hope, but it's gonna be very difficult. Yeah, don't even get to untap 5 lands because it's already turn 4 and I'm close to dead. Then I can play Defense Grid. Not that it does anything, but at least it gives me more Storm. And then Mind's Desire and really just hope for the best. So 4 copies. Mystic Confluence. That does do some things. Nexus of Fate. Okay. Kind of doing it. And Land and Search. Maybe not really doing it all that much then. I mean, I'm going to cast Nexus. If I bounce some stuff, can I win that way? I don't think that's really going to get me anywhere. I think I'm in a big amount of trouble anyway. If I bounce Rabblemaster, Grim Lavamancer, and a token, I certainly need to bounce the Rabble. That gives me the best shot of winning, but I think I just draw 2 more cards with the rest. Yeah. Oh wait, I can also bounce Peregrine Drake, but I don't have High Tide, so that's not going to do much. And then find a land and a Solemn. Okay. What is on top? Yes, put the island in the graveyard, transform search, play a land, and then maybe I just play the Magus and hope for the best. Not sure what I'm hoping to draw. I think I need to draw maybe Time Twister, find High Tide again, and also have a Frantic Search. Maybe that does it. And they just play the Rabble Master. So I think that I'm not just dead this turn. Let's see what's on top. There's a land, so we get to draw that. Then this Drake is going to eat the Goblin Guide, and this guy is going to get in front of the Lavamancer. Then I take 3 down to 7. And I don't think they just kill me from there. They can pump. Oh, Ember Cleave. Oh, the Ember Cleave. Oh, we drew Time Twister. I mean, I said that that's where it starts. So play the island. Twister with the search. All of my stuff goes back. There is Nexus, Emrakul, Spellseeker. I'm a little bit short on mana, really. I mean, I'm certainly dead next turn. So I could play Spellseeker as an extra spell. And then have the Magus for 2 flips. One of the better ones is Nexus. The other one is probably Emrakul. So I don't think I'm really getting out of this, but we'll see. Use its ability. Yes, get High Tide. And then just flip this guy and get Seagate Stormcaller and some lands. Nope, that's not going to do it. All right. Let's see. What do we want to change? I think I want the Pestermite again. Defense Grid, I do not want to play. I don't think I want to go for the red cards. I'm not going to change it for the final game. Let's just resubmit. Yeah, our opponent really... Turn 1 Goblin Guide is going to deal a ton of damage. This, I think... No, I think I will not keep this, actually. Well, this is not much better. I guess I have Ponder. Yeah, I don't want to mulligan further. Put Emrakul back. Just Island, Ponder, Ether Gust. I mean, I need the lands, so... I will keep these. No, don't shuffle. No, they don't have the Goblin Guide. That's something at least. And then we get to Ether Gust, their first play maybe. Runaway Steamkin. Yeah, let's just gust this. I'm a little bit interested in playing this as a 4/4, but I also just want to make my land drops. Time Twister. Well, I get to bounce whatever they play next, then Time Twister, and we start over. Habit of Carol Keep. Sure, let's see it. Lava Spike. So they... Oh, they don't have lands? Ooh. Well, we'll bounce this. We do draw land. I mean, I'm still just going to Time Twister. Their hand is bad, but mine isn't that much better. Just Ponder. Bunch of lands. Let's shuffle. Serum Visions. I also have Mana War, and I have Ether Gust. Ooh, Rabble Master, and the land. So we did give them a nice one. Play a land. It's just Mana War, the Rabble Master. If they play it again, I'm going to Ether Gust it. And then I'm just looking for a High Tide. But now I'm set up to buy a bunch of time. And there's the Rabble. Let's Ether Gust. And they put it on top. Yeah, makes sense. Chain Lightning my guy. So I get in with their Goblin. But now I have 6 lands in play and I'm still at 18 life. So that's a lot better than before. Even get a chance to Cyclonic Rift their guy again. I can Seagate Stormcaller and hope to wait and find High Tide. But I think I just cast this now and just copy my Serum. I first need to find a High Tide, and this is going to let me do that, hopefully. Mind's Desire. I think I also want to keep Mind's Desire. It's another important piece. So, oh, there's High Tide. So I'm kind of getting there. I'm going to draw that next turn. And then maybe I still wait a little longer. I don't know. There's Rabble. I'll probably just bounce this again. Earthshaker can. Let's bounce the Rabble. Then I take 1 draw step. I play 1 more land. And wait 1 more turn. Yeah. And then next turn they're going to play Rabble. I still have a healthy life total. And I just want to try and draw 1 more card to make the chances of truly going off all that much greater. Monastery Swiftspear. They have a bunch of stuff. I'll just eat the Swiftspear or block the Swiftspear. And they have Skullcrack. So I'm down to 8. So now I just have to go for something. Hopefully this Frantic Surge gets me some action. Ooh, not really. So now it's all down to Mind's Desire. Don't love that. Play the Search, Pestermite, untap a land, and I Mind's Desire, hoping for the best. A land's not good. Jace, also not really good. Another land, and another land. Well, I guess it's Jace, and I really am hoping for the best. Spellseeker. Can this even get me anything anymore? I guess it can get me ice. No, cannot get me anything. So we really just bricked off hard, and they only have 2 cards, Goblin Guide. So I need to block the Rabble and something else. But if they have almost anything, I'm drawing Peregrine Drake. So let's just block this and then hope they don't have Embercleave. I'm down to 2. This I will put in my graveyard, transform it, more lands, yikes. Then just plus this, we find Nexus, so at least I get another turn. And then I'm gonna try and just loop the Nexus. I'm 1 mana short of also activating Azcanta. Mystic Confluence. I can bounce some of their guys, but I still lose that way. Let's just hope to draw Nexus. No, we find an island. But now I can look for the Nexus. Yeah, there's Nexus. So now I get to take all the turns. Oh, I'm gonna pull this off. Wow. Yeah, I guess this deck also does this. Play a land, mill myself, and then I draw a card. I find the Nexus, and I'm gonna win next turn because of Nexus. Wow. There's Nexus. Let's just chase myself and draw a card. Wow, that was insane. I didn't really think that was an out for me, but I guess it was. Wow. This is going to be the hard game though. Now we're on the draw. And yeah, I don't really want to change anything. We'll just have to hope to have early interaction again like we did this time, just bouncing and all that stuff. I mean, this hand is not going to get the job done. I need some early interaction against their stuff. I mean, this is sort of the same hand, but worse. Let's just put away the Jace, and at least I can play Seagate Stormcaller as a blocker. Monastery Swiftspear. Spellseeker, that could do something. Solemn can also do something. I just have to hope that their hand is not too insane. Runaway Steamkin. Yep. Fire Eyes. I think I'm just going to tap a land and then hope they don't have too much more mana, and this is not going to let the Steamkin go nuts. It does mean I take a little bit more damage. Maybe they just have an instant speed burn spell. Nothing. And next turn I get to play Seagate Stormcaller, copying Ponder, Lava Spike, or I get to play Spellseeker. I'm already down to 11. I can play Spellseeker for High Tide, but I think Seagate Stormcaller High Tide is not going to be that good anyway, just because I don't have that many lands. So this Ponder, I do get 2 Ponders. I mean, I want lands, but not that badly. Shuffle, Serum Visions. Those don't seem good. Shuffle, and a Manowar. Okay, Manowar can buy me more time also. They did not have another land. Hopefully that continues. Burning Tree Emissary. Ooh, so if they have a spell to cast, then this Runaway Steamkin is going to make them more mana. I really hope they don't. And then I get to bounce the Steamkin, probably. Yeah, that's gotta be the play. Oh, they didn't use the mana. Nice. So they're only getting in with the Steamkin. I think I'm just gonna block to save myself damage. No. Let's just take the damage. Go down to 8. Frantic Search even. Nice. Just Mana War the Steamkin. Make sure that doesn't get to go nuts. Play Serum. Don't think I want or need this Time Twister, but I do want the land. Oh, maybe I didn't want the land actually. Well, it's not too bad. Now I can get blocks. Maybe Eidolon. Well, that's not that bad actually. Let's block with the Seagate Stormcaller. Now what I get to do, I can play Solemn. That doesn't trigger the Eidolon. I get more mana. Or I can just Mystic Confluence, counter their next play, and bounce the Eidolon, but then it's going to be down next turn. Let's just play the Solemn. Yes, get myself an island. I still have decent blockers. They can't attack with the Eidolon or I can deal damage. Okay, they found an extra land. This Mystic Confluence can bounce the Eidolon. That's a start. Searing Blaze. I see. So I'm down to 5. Oh, they didn't do anything. Let's just pass. Curious why they didn't attack with the Swiftspear. Did they really not want to let me draw a card then? Electro Dominance for 2. So how about I return their Eidolon, counter their spell, and draw a card. Yeah, the Swiftspear becomes bigger. See if they want to attack. They do. And now I'm going to block because I want the card. Yep, draw a card. Oh, we even found the High Tide. Perfect. That is perfect. So Time Twister also. So let's High Tide. Then I can Spellseeker for... I think most of the good cards are gone. So I think I'm just going to Frantic Search. Discard 2 lands. Untap these 3. Now, how much mana do I have? 17 mana. That's a lot. That is a lot. Let's start by Spellseekering, even if it's just for Storm. Yes. I have Ether Gust or Cyclonic Rift. It's Ether Gust, I guess. And Ether Gust, their guy. They put it on the bottom. Makes sense. Then Mind's Desire. It's not the best Mind's Desire, but will give me a decent shot. Nexus. Okay, get an extra turn. Nice. Cyclonic Rift doesn't do anything. And a Search. Place Search. Then, do I want Nexus to be in my deck when I Time Twister? I think, probably do. I guess so. I don't know. And then Time Twister. I found Nexus again. I can Mana War my own Spellseeker and get another High Tide turn next turn. or I can play Serum. I think getting an extra high tide turn next turn could be nice. Let's see. Fire Ice. That can go to the graveyard. Peregrine Drake. Ooh, don't mind if I do. Spellseeker. Yes. Find High Tide. And then go High Tide. Play the Peregrine Drake. Untap some lands. And how much mana do I have? 15. So I could Nexus, or I could just Emrakul and hope that they have a hand that lets me destroy them. Maybe Serum Visions first. Seagate Stormcaller and Mind's Desire. Those both don't seem like great options. Emrakul is gonna cost me 11. If I'm Mind's Desire, I only have a Storm count of 4, so let's just play Emrakul and hope that we can mess them up with it. Let's see. Will I attack with the Manowar? I guess it doesn't matter. Next turn, if I get an extra turn, I get to Nexus anyway, so that should be good enough. Well, they have a bunch of mana and creatures and burn. I mean, I need to get rid of the burn, so play a land. Then they have 5 mana, and that's exactly enough to play all of their things and kill all of their things. So play the Goblin Guide, play the Grim, play the Chain Lightning to kill the... Actually, I can attack with the Goblin Guide, right? Yeah, the Goblin Guide can come in. I can eat the Goblin Guide. Eat the Guide with the Emrakul. So that guy's down. Then I need to Searing Blaze them and their Grim Lavamancer. And then I need to Chain Lightning them. No. And then I need to dodge them drawing a burn spell. I don't know. I mean, I can block the Hellrider. Hellrider can do me 1, but that's about it. Yeah, they need to draw like Fire Blast or Confluence, but they aren't just slamming something, which makes me think that they don't have it. I mean, if they have a 4-point burn spell, we lose, but most other things are just not good enough. And they concede. All right, we got a trophy. Feels like I'm getting the hang of this cube. I mean, this deck wasn't perfect, but it still got the job done. Maybe we were missing a couple of untappers, but the rest of our cards were just good blue cards, just a minimal amount of interaction. Got lucky in a couple of spots, but it was a ton of fun to play. And I still really like this cube. I just love Temur, and Temur Cube is a dream. I hope you enjoyed it too, and I hope to see you for the next one.